last wave. Let's see what the code is. Here they are. And Omni is dead, and Cursus is gonna be dead right now. There we go. All dead. It's so easy. It's so easy. Same with the AFK Ultimatum. Yes. I mean, right now this build is much stronger than the Ultimate. It's much stronger. This is wave 15 of Simulacrum. Wave Simulacrum. And, whoa. Goodbye. I don't know which one to switch. If you get stunned in during cast, then that's different. That means I should never use it. Here we go. Oh, and they're gone. Bye! Instant death. Okay, as you can see, the video from before clearly demonstrates that AFK Simulacrum and so on, perfectly viable. Now, this build is going to be a little complicated, so I would advise you to carefully watch every single component in PoB. So if you're not familiar with PoB, then make sure you very carefully look over it. Now let's go through the main interaction here. So we have our main damage of a 6-link RF. Now, it's in the helmet, and you can craft this helmet by getting an Elder helmet, and you just spam a Fire Reforge like here. I was doing it earlier, Fire Reforge on an Elder base, okay? And you just go for Concentrated Effect, burning damage. Now this is our main, proc. So we use this to proc explosions, and we're gonna chain these explosions over and over and over again with, well, Defiled Forces. Okay, so Defiled Forces refreshes ignite durations on enemies you curse, and it does not say when you cast a curse or on cast or anything like that. It says on enemies you curse, meaning it actually works with cast and stun. The cast and stun punishment here will, in fact, this should be level 20, but okay, whatever. So 20 quality, and it actually makes it keep refreshing a big ignite that has been, like, from either Hindakora or Scavenging, and those ignites stay on the monster forever. Now, the question we have here is, how do you get the AoE of a explosion or DD or whatever to actually reach a boss? So we've adjusted our passive tree to seriously push into AoE. So we've got a medium cluster here with Assert Dominance and Expansive Might. And this is inside a large cluster with Burning Bright AoE, Widespread AoE, and well, there's two. There's one more. Burning Bright, Widespread, and a second AoE cluster, but this time we have Towering Threat and Assert Dominance, because you can only have one Expansive Might because it says up to a maximum. Whenever anything says up to maximum, it means one only. This is after Delirium, when Heraldry made it so it was 1, 2, 5 per cluster. They changed it ever since then. Up to means one only. So I have Wrapped in Flame is the second component. Wrapped in Flame is a 5% chance to cover enemies in ash on hit when you're burning. So we are always burning with RF, okay? We are always burning. Yeah, we are always burning. And that's something that I don't understand, that we are always burning, but we are burning. It says you burn, right? So I'm 99% sure you are considered burning. Not ignited, burning. And this says, when you are burning, then you cover enemies in ash on hit. It's only 5%. So what's wrong with 5%? That means every 1 in 20 hits will actually do covered in ash, and only for 4 seconds, right? That's why we have our caster set up with Cascade, Flame Surge, Blade 4, and Firestorm. So these three skills, the main priority is to apply the Covered in Ash, and Flame Surge Combusting was actually buffed lastly, but I never knew. So, but actually, it does a 45% burning ground of the Ignite on the enemy. So this is very good for doing an extra damage, because now we're not using Fire Trap anymore. We're just using DD/Hinocore Explosions to give our Ignite, and this would increase it again by about 1.45, right? Very, very good. And of course, we have the same setup, but now we have Hateful Cursor. Okay, so Hateful Cursor is a new ring in 3.25 that brings back the Penance Mark skill that was originally found on Warlock. And it was for free on Warlock, but now it's on a ring. Unfortunate, but now it does other stats, which is actually not that bad. So, what does Penance Mark do? Penance Mark actually curses an enemy as a mark. Okay, it marks them, and it causes them to spawn 3 Shackled Phantoms when they are hit, no more than once per second. Okay, so 3 times per second to get a pendant to spawn them. Now, again, it says when hit, meaning we also have our castle stun here to proc hits on the enemy for Penance Mark. So now this will spawn enemies and we will detonate them. Okay, so these monsters do not leave corpses, so they don't actually allow you to DD. However, Hinocore on Chieftain, well, it actually it doesn't say kill. It doesn't say corpse. It just you kill. So 5% chance to kill, to explode, to do maximum fire damage as life. Okay, so this does 500%. Remember, DD scavenging is 34%. Okay, old DD was 5%. This is 500%. 100 times the damage. 100 times the damage of old DD. Okay, now even though Penance Mark Phantasms, I think the corpse life is only 20k, apparently. 20k, but 20k times 500 is 100,000 basic knight. 500%. 100,000 damage fire as the basic knight. For reference, if you have like 15,000 life on Burning Arrow Vigor, base fire damage is around 3.5k. Okay, 3.5k. I think full discharge is like maybe like 8 to 9k for discharge with all conversion of fire. This is 100k ignite. Obviously, there are no links, and there's no, you can't adjust it anyway, except with all generic modifiers. So what do we mean by generic? Now, if you look at my AoE, if I stand still, it starts going bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Yep. And so we want to stack AoE. Currently, I actually haven't really done it yet, but I can actually get one more threshold to 3.2 meter on POB. So let's pull up the POB right now. It should be here. Okay. I am at 3.1 radius on Hinokoro Explosion. Okay. And I'm actually very close to 3.2 in game. I just changed some things around here to adjust things on items and everything. But right now, in game, I'm 3.1. And I could be 3.2 with some 2 extra rolls. Okay. And you can see the radius of each pop is pretty big. Okay. Because the phantasms spawn away from the boss, you want the phantasms to explode and hit the boss. It is a hit to ignite, not a pro. Must hit. The ignite needs to be on the boss. And this basically causes, I don't know, what's the configs here? Like, configs, 20k, and you can see that it looks bad, but it's actually much bigger. I don't know, if you look in the game, it's gigantic. Like, this is gigantic ignite. And it's enough to kill all the bosses. But, here's the thing. In Simulacrums, this is just a backup. Okay, it is only a backup. Because, for the most part, just by having monsters around, you will be able to basically ignore the necessity of Penance mark. So you literally can AFK until you need to. Now I'll show you a clip in a moment explaining why it is so important to have this as a backup, including Vaal Breach. Okay, here I am in Friend's Simulacrum, who he couldn't finish because he didn't, he was half spec'd, he had half changed his build. And as you can see, this is the backup. Okay, so Penance mark is the first backup to apply an ignite, and it may take a while to proc a DD, remember? Because it's 1 in 20 for ignites, and after that, it's you only get 3 per second, so it's like 1 in every 7 seconds you can proc an ignite on average, okay? And on top of this, these phantasms will actually charge souls for Vaal Breach. And as you can see, I should very soon use Vaal Breach, and it is the second backup. Now, he rolled a more monster life with some other ridiculous modifiers to make it really, really tanky, and it's also 2 man HP, I think. 2 man HP, so now I have Vaal Breach. Now be careful, with Vaal Breach, I believe you become stun immune, and it will actually stop your castle stun, sorry, your blood march. And now once Vaal Breach is on, that's your second backup, and now you can see that once the predators get going, or the knights, then it just instantly starts dying. And so you get your 2 layers of backup. And these are usually for between phases of bosses, and basically whenever you're just stuck. That's it. And other than that, there isn't too much difference. For the most part, the build's pretty much the same. We take the aura nodes here with an anoint over here, and we basically swapped out of purifier into a flesh and stone PB setup with malevolence as eternal blessing. So 3 aura setup. It is worth noting that you can go for something else. So let's say you want to go termination, you can, and so on, right? Up to you. My 5 link in game is actually Vaal Breach here, but it's worth considering if you have a 6 link to put in Cold Snap for frenzy charges and potentially drop the Vaal Breach into a portal here to get rid of Frostblink, because in a Simulacrum you don't need Frostblink, so you can just add 6 links here and a portal here for Simulacrums. I would recommend that in T17s that you just stick with a portal here. We can just move it around or whatever. Or how do you unlink this if you're in T16? You figure it out. You figure it out. All good. All good. Okay, let's go through the gear. Okay, budget-wise, I was initially going to say, unless you have 50 div, don't do the transition, because the items are going up in price. However, ever since my stream yesterday, where I showed it off, and a lot of people were like, "Ooh, this looks really good." The prices have been skyrocketing. Okay, so these jewels are now, I don't want to know. Burning Bright Cremator Widespread is the cheapest version. It is none. There's none. None for sale. Uh-oh. How about these two? 5 Divines. So this is 5 Divine Jewel. Okay. This one you can... So blowback isn't necessary because you can actually go for... So this is 50C. You can actually go for anything else really. This is optional. So remember, our Ignite chance needs to be capped with Ignite chance tattoos, which I don't have yet. Because I'm going to craft a scepter with Ignite chance later on. But even right now, I think I'm at 85% Ignite chance, and it's still okay, right? It's still okay. Yeah. So I would say the gear also is much more expensive. So we're going to high tier rare gear now. So this is probably a well crafted item from like earlier on. Triple T1 suffixes, T1 life, crafted life, and 2 lessers on implicits. I'm going to go for graders later, but it's good enough for now. This belt here, before you ask, the charge flask on critical strikes is not what I wanted. I actually wanted a life on just percent life as a hunter exalt slam, but I missed it. So it is what it is. So you don't need a fast critical charge at all. Okay, back to Ultimatum. So I have a Stitch and Vise here because I can swap this jewel out for my jewel, which is here. So I have a CB Hinder jewel here, which I can put in for Ultimatum. Okay, so this is for whatever, like damage for Simulacrum, and Hinder for Ultimatum. My boots are honestly not that great either. It is good suffixes and T1, T2 life, but the implicits are only lessers. You know, it's not amazing. Amulet, you can go defiance. I'm fucking broke. I'm pretty broke. So I have AoE as a prefix with life, damage over time, fire damage. Right, it's a good amulet, but nothing crazy. Also, I forgot to do the catalyst. Same with the ring. Okay, same with the ring and the catalysts. Helmets. Okay, I told you about helmet earlier. Scepter is just damage, and that's it. That's basically it. Right, I covered everything, and that's how the gearing goes. And yeah, definitely keep a pretty large amount of currency ready for this because it's not going to be cheap, and unless you have every single box ticked off, it may not even work well. Okay, let's go over the Atlas. So currently my Atlas that I was using for Ultimatum is a Ultimatum with Expedition, because Expedition is fast and strong boxes. So as you make your way to the Ultimatum, you insta-kill the Expedition and you just insta-kill all the strong boxes. So that's the one I've been going for. Is it the best? I don't know. A lot of people ask me Scarabs. Do you use Scarabs? I don't really know. Okay, so lastly, Thriving Scarabs were 2 to 1 chaos, right? 0.5 chaos per Scarab. Now, I think it's 8C per Scarab, so 16 times the price per Scarab. And I don't know if that's worth it or not. I haven't tested it, because I haven't really played too much since the League launch. People have said it's good, others have said it's not really worth it. I don't really know. Honestly, it's up to you. If the Scarabs are cheap, use them, sure, so be it. But honestly, I think Simulacrum is the way to go now, because Simulacrum is truly so AFK. It's even more AFK than I thought. Okay, you only move around at the end to proc the side enemies where they don't spawn, and that's it. And you select everything, dump it in the Search tab, and with the currency exchange, you can offload all the essences real quick, like just go one by one, boom, 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 all sold, etc., so on, so on, so on. For T17 strategies, I would highly recommend Redfield. So let me pull up his thingy here. Twitch Redfield. Basically, go to Redfield, and in his chat, it should be. I think it's Atlas. Okay, whatever. Basically, go to his him, and he gives you basically all the info about our strategies. Look, new scarab printing 20 per hour? Question mark. Okay, I would recommend red reels for strategies for T17s, and that's it. Some final thoughts are the jewels you would really want to try to get fire res jewels, because I dropped Purifier, and Purifier gives you max res, which we lost. So we need max res jewels somewhere. I think I have two max res jewels, or maybe just one. Actually, I only have one. No, I have two, and this helps you to sustain your fire res to above 85 for then Ruby Fast to 90. Okay, and in addition, make sure you get enough recoup. Okay, so remember that Petrified Blood is 40% damage deferred over time. 40%. So you need 40% recoup before any life recovery modifiers. So we have 18, 30% here. So 30% plus, we need at least 2. Okay, 2 recoup jewels to bring it to like 44. And extra is better. So extra is better because you can overheal through degens. Okay, overheal through degens, and it helps a lot. It's worth noting that some people have told me that if you take this node here for the armor mastery, you go up to 100% is pretty helpful. And that is basically it. I think I've covered literally everything I need to talk about. And I hope you have a great time of AFK farming simulacrums, truly. And make sure you keep a very close look in the POB, because it is very important to have everything exactly configured as I have shown. Okay, so you need AoE, 3.1 radius, 3.2 if you can. You need the jewel for Covenant Nash. You need to cast and stun level 1s for a proccing effect, and your RF needs to be able to kill the phantasms. Remember, this is conk effect. This is conk effect RF, and it'll kill them to chain reaction the rest of the damage. Okay, and remember to have a good budget before you start doing this, because it's not cheap. It is not cheap, and that should be it. Hopefully you enjoy this build even more. Okay, this is going to be the end game version of Scavenging RF. And that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Tune into the stream as well. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.